So, welcome back. This is actually, well, technically is issue 2.0, but I'll probably just upload it as issue 3 just to not get too technical with it. And
Yeah.
you guys can introduce yourselves and your characters and, anything else you want to say. And we'll go left to right. So, Joe, you are up first.
All right. My name is Joe Henry. I'm playing the character of Forethought. He is a young teenager who was experimented on and wound up getting uh, uh, psychic and other mental powers. Um, and he has, since he had escaped, he had wound up going to various orphanages, and has, as a result, um, kind of developed a little bit of a kinship with them since they're the only ones that he can kind of relate to. At his age, although he does have like a hyper intelligence, he's more intelligent than most normal people, obviously. Um, and that's who I'll be playing, Forethought.
Okay. All right, Nestor, you're up.
All right, I'm Nestor. I'll just quickly plug into some stuff. You can check out my YouTube channel and other maybe things that are relating to that I'm going to not plug in. But anyway, I'm playing Slate, who has the ability to create portals and manipulate energy. And this should be an interesting game.
Okay, cool. And Sebastian, last but not least.
Yeah, my name is Sebastian, or Null Inquisitor, if you want to check out my channel. There is some gaming there, book review, all kind of stuff. So tonight I'm going to play the magnificent El Cuervo, a Spanish swordsman, a swashbuckler extraordinaire, who was taught in the ancient art of the La Danza de Acero. He's pretty much Zorro in the body of a modern superhero, carrying the legacy of El Cuervo, the original superhero from the 1970s and 1950s. So yeah, he's a swashbuckling type with a smile on his face in a dark world.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. So where we will begin this issue is now each of you, I don't know, you guys, Joe and Nestor, you guys may recall last issue that with your communicators, whether they're wrist communicators or an earpiece or whatever you feel you see fit to have your character use, that's how you guys are called upon by Hero Corps. You know, when the time is nigh and the day is dark and heroes are needed. As far as as far as El Cuervo goes, same thing. You know, you can determine how they get a hold of you. But to make a long story short, we will say that the hour is just past midnight, and
All right.
each of you gets a call, a Mayday call on your communicator.
Yes. So I'm just finishing up the graveyard shift.
Okay.
All right. I'll roll out of bed and actually I'll go to the community bathroom here and answer the communicator there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just quickly head inside and pick it up, and then probably fly out my room to the window.
Okay. So you said you were on the midnight shift?
I was like just coming into my house.
Oh, okay, from your shift. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, all right, okay. And then what's El Cuervo? What state of mind is he in at this late hour?
Well, if this is midnight, I'm probably on a rooftop, hanging a guy by his feet, trying to get some truth out of him, while my beeper beep, and I go, oh, it is not a good time. Oh well, I drop him a couple of floors below, in a trash can, and I answer "Hola."
Okay, all right, okay. So I can tell pretty much you guys received the same message, and it sounds like a voice of one of the Hero Core operators, you know. And he says there's an emergency call for aid from APD, and that you guys know that that's the Avalon Police Department, you know. Um, the operator tells you that there is an officer in distress and possibly an officer down in the basically the hard and rough and ready urban location of the city, which is known as the Drops. And specifically, there's another area that's even worse in the Drops, and
What?
it's known as Lucifer's Pit. That's what the nickname of it is.
Who
Okay.
names
And,
these places?
and each right. Who names these places? And you guys know that the pits are the pits. Gangs run. You know they rule this ghetto. Um,
Oh,
the people there are, you know, a lot of them are of course hardworking citizens of the city, but you know due to economic reasons, you know they must make do, you know, with the area that they live in. And unfortunately, these gangs are a constant blight upon the area, and they just prey upon the poor people in the Drops.
and
Okay,
why has Hero Core done anything about the drops?
that's that's something that you guys may have to figure out. You know, maybe you guys may go upon a cleanup mission and clear the Drops out once and for all to get rid of the gangs. But
The
that's up
Drops
to
is
you.
probably my playground since it's
That
so low life and
there you go.
probably I'm next to the scene, so I
Yes.
will consider not going into this mission because it's the police. But there is a man down, so that will scratch some hitch.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we know that El Cuervo, who's close by, will head in that direction towards Lucifer's Pit. Okay. So Nestor,
I will. I will
what's
be
Slate gonna
going. I'll be going as well because I live just outside the drops.
do? Okay. Okay. That's good.
Right outside of it. I got a good deal on a house just outside of the drops.
Okay. We'll say it's a two or a three flat that you got there. Okay. All right, Joe.
Yeah.
And then what's four thoughts?
That's a good thing that the orphanage is in the Drops.
How
Okay,
convenient.
there you go. Okay, so all right, let me make note of that. So we've got the orphanage, and then we've got
Avalon City Orphanage.
yep, okay, Avalon City Orphanage. Okay,
Slate's apartment/house. That's just outside the drops.
apartment just outside the Drops. Okay.
Don't want to be in the Drops.
No, you don't want to be in the Drops. You want to be across the tracks on the other side. And El Cuervo's hunting ground are the
Yes.
Drops. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Okay, cool. All right. So amazingly, now here's the other thing. Just as we've always said, you guys know that there are other heroes slash vigilantes slash
Yeah.
protectors of justice and freedom and all that is right in this city. And in the past, you guys have maybe bumped into one another, you know, on occasion. So of course, it's up to you whether or not you may have some acquaintance with one another. You know, it's up to you. However you guys want to play it out. So
Well, I know. I'm
Oh, go
sorry to
ahead.
kind of
No,
interrupt.
go ahead.
I've seen Slate on the last mission that
Right.
we were together. Don't know this El Cuervo individual though.
I probably
may have heard of him though, being that I reside in the Drops. I'm sure I would have heard of him. You know, going.
I
going
probably
in the
ran
Drops.
into him once or twice going to and from work. Probably seen
Yeah.
him a couple times.
There was an El Cuervo back in the days, and now this guy is like the new version of it. So yeah, if you have a little bit of history of superheroes, maybe you have heard of the original Cuervo. But lately, yeah, my guy is coming back to yeah, he's starting to be active in the city.
And at some time you're gonna have to, you know, pass down the mantle to someone else.
Exactly.
in the far future. Okay. All right. So you guys um, see in the distance from each of your vantage points, uh, you can actually see what appears to be a fire of some sort. Okay. That is kind of lighting up the street ahead. And as each of you arrives in turn, you see that down on the street below, um, you guys can see a police car there, okay? And you see that the doors of the police car are open, and that's just a picture of a typical evening in the drops, you know. You
Excellent.
guys see a police car there with the lights still on, the doors open,
All
and
right.
there's a bunch of burning garbage cans scattered about it, and the streets appear empty.
Well, I'm probably gonna move down towards the police car to see what's going on. Probably to
Okay.
see what cops are at.
Okay. All right. So you guys, from your vantage point, you guys, well, how does it look, Nestor, when Slate arrives and goes down to the street? What does it look like?
Basically, I'm sort of like hovering into view of this burning building and police car, and I decide to just float down and sort of next to the police car to see what's going on.
Okay. So you guys see this figure almost majestically and elegantly kind of float down like almost a slowly falling leaf through the darkness. And you see the flames of the garbage cans and the flashing lights of the police car kind of illuminate him as he gracefully lands next to it.
I'm also all in red too, so it doesn't exactly.
So the fact that you are in Lucifer's pit seems quite fitting for this character for some reason. He looks kind of ominous, actually.
Okay.
And his red hood and
Hmm.
completely red.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna whistle to make my presence known, and I will dive from a roof, opening my cape and just landing on the police car, crashing the roof a little bit, bumping the roof a little bit. I have no respect for those guys.
Okay. You hear the siren kind of warbles a little bit, and then it dies down because of. Okay.
And I'm just looking over like, and I thought I was dramatic.
Hola, senor.
All right. And with that, before I even come around the corner, you'll hear in your minds that so you guys are awfully loud for to be out here so late trying to figure out what's going on, and then I'll step around the corner, just nonchalantly, just kind of walking down the street.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
there
not
is
the
another
one.
one.
I'm not the one who crushed the car roof. I came down quite quietly.
That's it.
These cars have great perks. They break falls very good.
Okay. All right. So the three of you are standing there around this police car now with just the flashing lights and you know the burning trash cans around you, and all is quiet around you guys now. So what do you do?
Maybe you could use your sense of observation on the policemen while I'll go see if there is people in danger in the fire.
Alright, well,
Fire, I
fine,
think it
fine.
goes in the trash can, right? Or is it in the house?
It's,
Or
it's trash cans.
just
Yeah.
trash can?
Oh,
A few cans,
right.
few garbage cans are scattered around, are
Okay.
aflame.
Well, I'm gonna try and find the policeman because, you know,
Yeah,
you
I
see, you see
actually.
a car, but I see no police so far.
Okay,
Right.
so hang on, Nestor. Where's he gonna? Slate's gonna. Where's he going to look for the policeman at? Is what I'm trying to say.
In the general area and probably towards the fires.
Okay, all right, okay. And then Joe, what were you gonna say?
Actually, I'm gonna go in the police car and listen to police radio
Mm-hmm.
and see if try and listen for like if they're calling for officer so and so, so I know what the name of the officer is
Okay,
that's calling or
Okay.
that's missing.
all right. And then what is the magnificent El Guapo? What's he gonna do?
Well, El Cuervo will
Oh, I'm sorry,
will
Cuervo. I'm sorry.
suddenly he will suddenly appear next to Fortat in the other chair in the other seat,
Mm-hmm.
just by somersaulting into the small window and just appearing there. But he will have his hand beneath his head like this, and he will just wait for Forta to do something.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys, quick. Oh, go ahead.
So you are one of those investigator type. Am I right?
I say, well, I do believe that using your mind to solve problems far exceeds that of using your brawn.
I've tried that once, and it did not end well, except for my many hexes.
I say, well, I said, nonetheless, I believe that your skills will serve us quite well once we find out what's going on.
You are quite right.
Okay, you guys quickly learn that it's Officer Johnson and Officer Brown that are the two officers that are missing.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
So you hear the radio, come in, and, and a bunch of police jargon codes and stuff like that,
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I said, well, at least now we know which officers are missing. I said, and that there's two of them, so we should make haste and find. See here, where's Slate at? And I reach out with my mind to ask Slate, if he's found anything, and I tell him that there's two officers missing, Officer Brown and Officer Johnson.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Slate, you hear four thoughts, words in your head briefly. You kind of feel a slight pressure, in your mind, and then you hear his thoughts, and he asks you, have you found anything yet?
And what have I found from my so far investigating?
Okay, I will interject. So far, all you basically see are the dark shadows around you. Some of the street lights are broken on the street up ahead, so there are like areas of darkness, in between areas that are lit up, and excuse me. Other than the few kind of like broken down cars that you see on the street, everything still seems very quiet.
Does it look like there have been any evidence of like a metahuman in the area?
What would that be? What would that look like?
Any sort of damage to like the buildings or anything, any sort of like damage or what looks to be like some sort of power was used in the area.
Funny that you should mention it. You see to your right that there is an alleyway up ahead, and it appears as though that a chunk of the corner of the building, next to the alleyway, appears to be missing. Maybe if someone probably they could have punched it or kicked it out or something or knocked it out some kind of way.
All right.
So that could
Have I
be
seen
something.
any evidence of like the nearby policeman?
Say that again?
Have I seen any evidence of the missing policeman?
No, you don't see any sign of them. No, not yet.
Well, I'm probably gonna see. Am I gonna be able to have a two-way conversation with Forthon? I'm looking at the column of
I
mine.
believe so, right, Joe? Two-way, right?
Yeah, it's two-way
Okay.
communication with the
Well,
handful.
I'll probably tell Forethought back that I found what seems to be like a metahuman sort of did something to the wall here in the alleyway, and the broken street lights, and I'll basically fill him in on what you've said to me.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. As the last of Slate's thoughts come back to you, and you guys hear over the you hear more chatter over the radio, and let's see here. El Cuervo, it sounds as if you actually uh, may have heard a thump in the back of the car, the police car.
Oh,
A thump.
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
You
slide
might want to
outside,
investigate that.
and I'm gonna try to pry open the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Trunk.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Let's see what we have here.
Okay. All right. You quickly whip to the rear of the vehicle, and without much trouble at all, you're able to pop the trunk up, and you see inside two bound police officers. Their mouths gagged, their hands and feet are tied securely,
Oh,
and you
that is
see
no party, gentlemen.
and you
Sorry
see
if I interrupted.
and you see nicely tucked in between them is one of looks like a brick of some type of explosive with a digital clock counting down on it.
Oh, that's crazy. I grab it.
Okay, hang on. Okay,
I grab it. And
okay, all right, okay.
we have
So-
a problem, gentlemen.
Okay, all right, hang on. So Joe, as Forethought kind of hears, and he can kind of see Cuervo, El Cuervo.
Think of the drink.
Cuervo
Think of the
goes
drink.
to- right. He goes to the back of the car. You can see him in the rearview mirror, and you see the trunk pops up. Over the radio, you all of a sudden hear, "This is Officer Brown. This is Officer Brown. Mayday, Mayday! We're being attacked by metahumans. Mayday, Mayday! We need help. We need help."
But okay.
Forethought, can you read me with them?
Okay, so
I toss.
all right. So first of all, El Cuervo, what do? You reach for this bomb, and what do you do?
Yeah, I want to move this bomb
To
as fast as I can and maybe away from the car. But just before taking it, I'll just make sure there is no wire attached to it, or
Okay.
but
No,
if there is no signs of
booby traps.
booby trapping, I will grab the package and try to find a way to get rid of it.
Okay.
Maybe showing it to the other guys.
Where do you think you will try to get rid of it at?
Well, last time the water tower was pretty a good way to do it.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Municipality was pretty pissed off about me, but
Okay, that's fine.
it should
Okay.
contain a small grade of explosion.
Okay. All right. So with a shout, actually Slate and both Slate and Forethought, you guys can actually see El Cuervo. He raises the bomb up over his head, and you guys can clearly see what it is. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
do you
Do
guys?
any one of you gentlemen is capable of moving very fast?
I say
Oh.
quickly throw. I say throw the bomb in the air.
If he
Well, you
does that,
see, I don't have a strength that is required to
I
throw
said-
it very far away.
Oh.
I'll
I'll probably.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'll probably. Sorry, I will. I said I'll probably quickly grab it from his hands and probably fly up very high.
Okay. All right. So abruptly then, Slate does that. He grabs the bomb, snatches it, and when you're flying up to the air, what are you gonna do?
Get up to a high enough distance where it's not going to affect the buildings, but
Yeah.
go up high enough to where I can toss it up in the air and
Okay.
make sure it goes off without it blowing anything up.
Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make a basically, I guess this is going to be a defy danger move. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to have to defy danger. Because
Two.
basically you're going to have to get rid of this bomb before it goes off. So let's see here. Okay, so since you're trying to move quickly, it's going to be a it is going to be a maneuver
All right,
approach. Okay, so you're going to make your maneuver plus your 2d6.
this isn't gonna end well. I have 0 in my maneuver.
I know.
6.
Oh
Total.
boy. Okay, so that's a
Oh.
failure. Okay.
Now,
Okay. Now remember.
Did I mention that I pray for him?
Now remember, guys. You can before you roll, you can decide to burn. And I should have told you. You can burn a bond in order to, get a success on the roll. So is that something that you would want to do?
Could
I'll
I,
probably burn a bond with Avalon City because
before you do
they're
that,
probably
though,
not gonna like me after this.
Okay. hang
before
on.
you do that, is there anything I could do to, like, is there like
Help.
a help action that I could do for him?
Yes.
Or like an assist.
You can assist him if you want to.
All right, this is what I want to do. Since we're all kind of still mentally connected,
Yes.
as soon as he tosses the bomb in the air, I'm gonna
Yes.
grab him and pull him away from the bomb to try to help, speed his, escape from getting caught up in the explosion.
Okay. All right. And everybody's jumping in. Is there anything that El Cuervo can do to help the situation that you can think
I
of?
will try to shield my face from the explosion blast.
Very good.
That's
Okay,
one of the
alright.
danger
Okay, alright.
of the job, you know.
Okay. So
If you take the bomb, you must be able to handle the bomb.
right. Exactly. Okay. So we'll resolve Forethought and Slate's attempt first. Okay. And then we'll go to El Cuervo. Okay, if necessary. Okay. So all right. So Forethought wants to assist. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So I believe it would be you're trying to grab a hold of Slate and pull him out of the way, basically, Joe. So that's gonna be a maneuver.
Okay.
Okay. So what you want to do is you want to roll 2d6. I'm sorry. It's not that. What it is that what is your bond with the team? What is your team bond?
I believe it's 1.
Okay, so it's 2d6 plus your team bond because you're assisting a team member.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's a little different.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2d6 plus that. 7.
Okay. Wow. Woo, that was close. Okay.
Good thing I got a team bond.
Right. So with 7, you can do one thing, okay? But unfortunately, all right, in doing so, you're gonna end up exposing yourself. Well, someone is gonna be exposed to danger and harm. Okay. All right. So actually, yeah, here's what we're gonna do. What you can do is let's see. You can pull Slate out of the way, maybe closer to the protection of the car, maybe let's say,
Mm-hmm.
to keep him and you out of harm, or you can let the or the officers may be injured by the blast.
So let's see here. Keep us out of harm.
Yep.
probably just shut the trunk. El Cuervo could just shut the trunk.
No, he's not doing that. El Cuervo's he's out of there.
Covered himself up. So okay, so basically I can either let the police officers take something or me and Slate would take something?
Yes.
Alright, well, can't let the officers take anything, so it's gonna have to be us.
Okay.
So
okay, all right. So So Slate
El Cuervo could just say shut.
and Slate, you feel a strong tug on your body, and you get yanked back down towards the police car, and kind of you go tumbling into
We slam
the
into each other. I pull
right
him
of
too hard.
forethought. Right, yeah, and the bomb explodes. Now, El Cuervo. All right, what you're
Yes.
gonna do is that you are also going to make a what is known as a defy danger maneuver or
Okay.
move. Okay. Since you're trying to quickly get out of the way, it's going to be maneuver. Okay.
Sure.
And you roll 2d6 plus your maneuver roll, or it's your maneuver stat, I should
So
say.
that's a 9.
Okay, you got a 9. Okay. All right. So ultimately, you are successful. Okay.
Okay.
So, um, okay, yeah. All right, so you do it. So you're able to. Is there any way in particular you want to avoid this bomb blast?
Well, I'm gonna just run in a random direction and shielding myself with my cape at the last moment,
Okay. All right.
and
Okay.
just maybe roll into a ball and and somewhere, someplace land on my feet.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. The bomb goes off, and you guys can see a blinding white flash, and just feel like just like a wave of heat just like bathe over you. Okay. So upon this, Forethought and Slate, both of you guys will have a moderate condition of being let's say uh, let's say that you both of you guys have a concussion right now. Okay. From the blast. Yeah. Okay.
Moderate.
Let's
Okay.
call it that. Yeah, that is moderate. So that means that you have a -1 to any rolls, that may come up. It could be mental stuff, could be physical, it just depends. Okay.
Hopefully hopefully this doesn't get in the way of my focusing when having to do energy projection and manipulation.
So moderate concussion. Okay.
Alright.
All right. El Cuervo, as you duck and roll out
Yeah.
of the way towards a stairway going down to a door of one of the buildings,
Yes.
you can feel the heat on your back. Okay,
Oh,
and you have a minor condition of being singed.
singed.
Yes. Okay.
Hopefully that didn't wake anybody up.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Oh god. Those gangs aren't going to be happy with us.
El Cuervo is singed. Okay. All right. Okay. So, boom, a deafening explosion. Okay. When you guys open or get your senses back and look around you, you see that there's like areas of the street around you where there are little fires, on the street, itself. The top of the squad car is also singed with a few, little pieces of the lights have exploded. Windows are out, and you can hear alarms going on in the neighborhood around you. Okay, and Joe, Forethought, he all of a sudden gets all of this mental overwash of people with confusion, fear, all of these thoughts like, what is going on? It's the end of the world. What's happening? Okay, all of this is coming over him.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys want to do now?
I want to find my buddies and see if they are okay or dead or
Okay.
dismembered.
Okay.
I want to check them out.
Okay.
I'm probably laying on the side of the sidewalk, probably putting a thumb up like, I'm okay.
Okay.
Are you okay, amigo?
Okay. I'm probably trying to get to my feet, holding my head,
Mhm.
from all the besides a concussion as well as the overwhelming information coming from everybody.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, are the police officers okay? So I'm trying to head over there to check on them.
Okay. All right. Miraculously, I guess when you yanked Slate's body towards you, he kind of tumbled across the back of the police car, and it seems like the trunk, the hood of the trunk seemed to go down, So
Yeah.
you can hear the policemen, their muffled, screams inside, and you can see their feet are kind of kicking around in there, but they seem to be no worse in no worse shape.
All right, I'm trying to get him untied then.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. El Cuervo, as you walk over closer to the police car to check upon your companions, you see what appear to be small, like red lights. Almost like if you didn't know any better, they would look like almost like evil red eyes, almost looking at you,
Oh,
coming up
I,
up the street.
I may have found the culprit. Are
Well,
you
I'm
okay,
gonna-
Slade?
I'm probably gonna get up to my feet because
I'll try to help you too.
Good thing I'm wearing Kevlar.
Okay.
Oh, thank God. Maybe one day I will have the money to buy such a car.
Let's just say you can get it pretty cheap off the internet.
Really?
Okay.
Maybe this modern world is good after all. Next time, son, you should fly faster.
Yeah, right. And now you guys can hear the clink and the clink of footsteps on the street, on the pavement, coming towards you. And from out of the shadows, you guys see a bunch of these guys
What the?
coming towards you.
Straight from Heroes Unlimited.
You like that?
Yeah. Memories.
Okay. So you see that there are many of them.
Oh,
God.
Actually, you can see that they appear to be coming from underneath the street, from the sewers.
Oh.
And they are converging upon this police car, and it looks like they're going to attempt to surround it and surround you.
I'm gonna crack my knuckles, crack my neck,
Mhm.
stretch a little bit, preparing to draw the sword.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it seems that we're gonna have a fight on our hands, so I'm gonna sort of ready and sort of focus and ready my energy.
Okay. So Slate's gonna blast them. Is that what you're saying?
Get ready to blast them as soon as they get within range.
Within range. Okay. All right. And what's Forethought gonna do?
Okay. I'm actually, as of course as I was untying the police officers so they're
Mhm.
not sitting ducks. I'm actually observing them as they're moving and seeing if there's anything distinctive about them, if they have like an antenna on them that's blinking, so
Yes.
they might be getting like a signal from somebody or something like that. I'm trying
Yes.
to determine
Yes.
if there's an easier way to shut them down or something.
Yes, you do see that they do have an antenna of some sort projecting off of their heads, where close to where their ears would be if they were human.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, so you do see that. Yes.
All right. With that, I'll relay that information to the rest of them. I'll say
Mhm.
try to remove the antennae on their right side, the blinking light, as I believe that they're being controlled by another source.
Okay.
That's a good idea, my friend. And I draw the sword and I just jump into battle mode.
Okay. Okay. As you are untying the police officers, Forethought, once you de-gag them, okay, they start screaming and yelling, and you see Officer Brown says, he says, "Why are you guys doing this? I thought you vigilantes were supposed to be trying to do good things down here in the drops."
So that's exactly what we're doing. We're saving your bacon.
He says, "Saving us? It's a bunch of you guys that put us in this position."
Oh, that's a burn!
I said it couldn't be. I said, I said that's not possible. I said, what did the people look like that threw you in here?
He says, I only got a quick glance at the guy, but he was like he looked like he had seen a ghost or something. He was really pale and had these kind of creepy looking eyes and everything. But that's all I saw. That was the last thing I saw.
I said, all right. I said, well, we lost somebody?
Yeah, Nestor dropped. Yeah.
Okay. I say, I say, all right. I said, we'll try to find him and try to, bring him down. I said, don't worry, officer. I said, we're on the case.
Okay, so did you untie these guys completely, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, once you untie them, since the street around you guys is quickly kind of being surrounded, they really have nowhere to go. So you see they were not disarmed when they were tied up. So you see they pull out their pistols and take aim, and they prepare to defend the Alamo, so to speak, with you guys.
All right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Connection issues.
That's all right. We haven't. You didn't miss too much. Okay. So El Cuervo. Oh, so actually, Joe, what exactly is Forethought going to do while this is going down? What is his action? What is his plan?
Let's see here.
What is this hyper intelligent psychic going to do?
Well, seeing as there is a bunch of them running up, I'm going to try to quickly neutralize the situation by simply lifting them off the ground so they're unable to continue their forward momentum. And just because I can.
And then maybe I
make
thought I could blast them out of the sky.
Right, make them easier targets.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty. So there's plenty to go around.
Try to make them easier targets for everybody else. So I'm just gonna lift them like just off the ground so they can't, grab a hold of anything. Not lifting them too high so that El Cuervo can get to cutting.
Okay.
And so.
Okay. All right. So we will let since Forethought is kind of setting up everything for you, the other two guys, we will let him go first. Okay. Because there really is no initiative per se in this game, so it makes sense. So with that, Joe, we will let you basically, I guess I know what it is. That's going to be like a aid move. That's what you're doing. You're setting them up for the big shot. Yeah. Okay. So it will be your team bond with your 2d6.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because you're trying to help their situation.
8.
Okay, 8. All right. Okay. So with an 8, you can basically give your teammates a +1 to their next action.
All right.
Okay.
There you
go.
go.
What does it look like when you do your thing?
Okay. I like reach out with my hand, and you kind of see what almost looks like heat waves, kind of being generated from my head that kind of extend out in all directions, and as they strike the various targets, these mental type of heat waves coalesce around them and lift them off the ground in odd kind of positions as they kind of like float there and kind of kind of twist and turn, and it's not really, I'm not trying to be all pretty about how I hold them up. It's just they're just being kind of held loosely, and they just kind of turn on their side as they're trying to run or do whatever.
Okay.
So that's how it looks.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's let El Cuervo go next.
El Cuervo will just try to draw his sword and try to fight as many as he can. Maybe protecting one of his teammates. I think Slate was preparing to blast or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe it shows physically as you prepare to blast. Maybe you have your hand before you.
Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it.
You'll see it. Okay. Can I have an idea of what you're about to do. I don't want to.
All right.
Is
Well,
this like is this like
do you put your
super
hands
obvious?
out in front of you? Do you wave your arms
well,
around? Do you lift your legs? What does it look like when?
I'm probably gonna be somewhat flashy and start just like I'll put my hands up to make it look like have like two guns in my hand. I'll just be
Okay,
like,
all right. Okay.
Okay. Since you are like already wounded, I will do circles around Slate,
hmm
trying to protect him in maybe the serve and protect move.
Okay. If you rather do that, okay, as opposed to attacking the mechanical men outright, that's fine.
Well,
Okay.
the way I see it, I want to study them a little bit before,
Okay.
you
All
know.
right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Might as well protect one of my teammates while doing it.
Okay, that's fine. So what you can do then is, how about this? Instead of it being well, let's see here. Try to attack yourself. Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll your 2d6 plus your protect approach or stat.
So my protect is 1.
Mhm.
So that's ho ho ho! That's a failure.
Oh boy. Okay.
plus
Okay.
one.
All right. Okay. So El
Yeah,
Cuervo
plus
is
1.
leaping
Still, I'm
around
under 6.
and and whirling his blade around in front of him and being very aggressive, and it looks very intimidating and looks very effective.
Maybe I'm going it with my mouth, and I'm starts to suddenly one of the robot punch me in the mouth, like interrupting one of my jokes.
um, okay, all right. So then,
Aha! You metal piece of trash! Oh!
yeah, all right. So what is Slate going to do then? He's
All
ready.
right. I'm just gonna start using energy projectiles to
Okay.
just get out of the sky.
Okay, and because forethought was aiding, you'll get a +1 to your roll, but because you were hurt, the +1 is basically it cancels. So just go ahead and
Alright.
roll your smash plus 2d6.
All right, so that would be okay. Gotta look at my character sheet real quick.
Okay.
I don't get anything from that apparently. But anyway.
Okay. Slate has a smash of -1 actually.
But
Okay.
I still get 10 for some reason.
Okay, 9. You get a 9 because you were hurt, which is a -1. Okay.
Right.
Forethought was helping you out, which gave you a +1, so that negated that, and then you still get a -1 because of your smash, so you got a 9. Okay. All right. So how does it look when you blast these robots?
Basically, I start putting both my hands up and make sort of pistols with my hands and just
Mhm.
start concentrating somewhat to basically blast energy projectiles out of my fingertips and
Okay.
shooting these robots basically out of the sky.
Okay. All right. Are you going to try to carefully chip away at them, or are you just going to go all out and do as much damage as you possibly can?
As much damage as I possibly can.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, wow. Okay. So you guys see that Slate, the energy just like arcs out and lances out from his hands and just starts to shred these mechanical men, and you see them kind of like thrash around, and their parts just go scattering left and right, but they're still kind of being held in place by forethought. But you see that as one mechanical man nearby explodes with the energy of Slate, you see that his head flies off of his shoulders and smacks Slate in his own shoulder, and he kind of goes down to one knee. Okay, so Slate is stunned for a moment. Okay. All right. Okay. So with that, it will be Joe's action for thought.
All right. Kind of seeing the situation, and I kind of I said tell Cuervo, I said stop playing around and start taking these
Don't
things
worry.
down.
I'm gonna get to him next.
I got it.
And I'm actually going to well, I'm continuing to do what I'm doing. I'm not letting that go. But what I'm going to do now is because I'm under the impression that they're being controlled by somebody. So I'm going to
Yes, they
reach
are.
out with my mind in an attempt to find the individual that's focused on controlling these things. I'm assuming, hopefully, with a device that I can get a hold of or something. But that's what I'm doing right now is I'm searching for the mind that's if they're within range, obviously.
Okay, now that is one of your difficult actions.
Mhm.
So that means that you won't be able to keep these robots lifted up and also do that at the same time because they both require focus and concentration.
Okay. And it's not possible to push myself to do something like that, is
Well,
it?
that's not a new power. That's kind of like you're just trying to do two things at once. So, you know what? Let's say you can push it, but let's say that it's borderline for you to do that. We'll push it up to the next level. So,
Okay.
yes, I will say sure. And as a great GM told me, in the name of fun, don't worry about the rules. Keep going. So that is my GM call. Yes,
All right.
we will do that.
Fair
We will let you push it,
enough.
and we will say that it is borderline instead.
Okay.
So that's gonna be, that's gonna be tough. Okay.
It's gonna be tough. Okay.
All right.
And of course, I imagine I still have the -1 because
Yes, you have the
what's
-1,
going
and what it will be is now. Don't forget, you guys can burn your bonds. Don't forget
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
definitely thinking about that.
All right. So
I could have burned Avalon City because
and actually, I'm looking and it says you do not get any modifiers to a push roll because it's so dangerous, I guess. So just go ahead and roll.
Oh, it's just a straight roll?
Yes, just a straight roll.
Probably because you're doing an hard move in response to a failure, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess.
know. Maybe.
Alright. Well, let's see here. What bond do I want to burn up though?
Maybe none. Maybe you just want to push yourself.
Yeah. Oh, but I can't use a bond if I'm pushing myself. Is that what it is? It's just
You can. You can. Yeah, you can. It doesn't.
I mean-
It means that it just basically means that there will still be repercussions for it regardless. That's the whole thing. That's the catch.
okay.
So, yeah, but you can burn something to do it. Yes.
So no matter what happens, there's gonna be repercussions for it.
Because it's a push, yeah, and because you're burning a bond, of course there's going to be repercussions. So yeah, you might get double trouble because it's a push and you're burning your bond to do it. Yes, I know, isn't it great? Yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tough decision.
Tough decision. You know what? I'm thinking just push it and
Okay.
don't worry about the bond thing.
Okay, so what does it look like when Forethought tries to push his mental abilities beyond what they normally are?
Okay, again, the waves seem to intensify and almost seems to wash over everything and kind of slightly you kind of feel it, kind of like rushing through you.
Mhm.
Kind of like how it is when like you're sitting next to like a speaker and bass is like really low.
Mhm.
Kind of get that feeling kind of rushing through you.
Yep.
And kind of like a slight flash of white light kind of near me, kind of initially, just kind of this really quickly extends out as I push really hard to do this.
Okay.
and sweat rolls down his forehead.
Okay. You guys hear forethought. Ah! Okay.
Okay,
Get
so
7.
7.
Okay.
With the okay, hold on a second. It's not any of
What?
my. I just want to make sure none of my stats is
No,
anything.
no, no. It's a straight roll. No, it's
Straight
just
roll. Okay, so 7,
okay.
and
You're good.
then
You're in good shape.
there's no minus to it, right? Like you
No,
said,
it's just 7. Yeah.
straight
It
seven.
says no. It says no modifiers specifically. You know.
Okay,
I'll ask about it later, but for now, no modifiers. Just like
all
I
right,
said. So let's
straight
we'll keep
7.
going. So yeah. So you let's see here. Let's see. Uh
Little blood trickles down his nose.
okay. You are able to get a ping on your mental radar, so to speak, you know, and you get kind of like a flash or an image of a familiar face with some type of control mechanism, you know, some type of like a an iPad or some type of device like that, you know, with an
Mhm.
antenna on the side, you know, and you can see that his fingers are kind of smoothly moving over the control mechanism, and you can tell that he is the one that is controlling these mechanized men. Okay, um, but uh, as you get the flash of that image, you also feel that your control over some of these robots is slipping away. Okay, and you see that a handful of them uh, drop to the ground, you know, to their feet, you know, from out of the air, and begin converging upon the two police officers. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, you did a partial, it was a partial success. And as as you know all this happens, you feel the drop, you know, you feel the blood coming from your nose,
Hmm.
and we will say that uh, what's worse what's worse than a migraine? What would you call it? Let's
Severe
no
migraine.
no no no.
Not an aneurysm. I'm
Well,
not getting an
well,
aneurysm.
I don't want to say aneurysm. That's pretty brutal. We'll
Jet
say,
lag.
huh? Jet lag.
Jet lag.
We'll say that we'll say that you have a burst. We'll say it's a blood vessel. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah,
Hey.
it's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
Oh yeah.
So basically because you pushed yourself that
Mhm.
hard, you know,
Mhm.
you did what you wanted to do, but there was still you know, there was still something bad happened to it. It was a partial success and something kind of bad happened. Okay.
Okay.
So
Can I
that's
let
what you
the
see.
rest of the team know what I saw
Sure.
and
Oh yeah,
where?
that's fine. Yeah, I'll allow that. That's no problem. Yeah. So now, Joe, you basically have your one. Forethought has his one moderate, and then he has one critical condition. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been a moderate, but because you already had a moderate, it got pushed to the next. You know, gets
All
pushed to
right.
the next one. Okay. So you're not in good. You know, you're not in real good shape at all, my friend. Okay. All right. So now let me kind of go back to El Cuervo.
See.
Okay.
Bastard.
As you were kind of trying to defend Slate as he was blasting these robots out of the air, you know,
Yes.
you see that there's a handful of them that seem to have broken free from Forethought's control and are converging upon the two police officers as they shoot, and you can see that the bullets just ricochet off the robots' metal bodies.
I don't believe I am going to do this. I will step in front of the policeman as fast as I can and
Hmm.
somersaulting maybe above one of the robots just to protect one cop. And this time you are going to test my steel. And this time I'm gonna try to impale them and try to slice, and
Okay.
I'm gonna try to damage the robot.
Okay. All right. So we'll try this time. Okay. So
Now you have You have bring the patience of El Cuervo a little bit too far.
Okay, so you're gonna do a takedown move. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can. What approach do you want to use?
Of course, I want to do it swashbuckler style. So I want to jag or point my blade into their joint to disable their mobility and capability to move.
So are you just gonna do it with with pure strength, or are you gonna do it with flair and style and grace, or what do you want to do?
Well, since I'm just a normal dude with a sword, banging my sword on a piece of armor is useless. So yeah, I'm gonna use the point of my armor, trying to cut some wires or find a weak spot. I don't want to destroy them. I just want to contain them, prevent them from moving, or be able to use a hand weapon or something.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I will not try to smash. Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to use my finesse.
Excellent. Okay, so that will be your maneuver approach then. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 2d6 plus your maneuver.
2d6. So that's a 9.
Oh wow. Okay.
Is that?
Right. Yeah. That's
9.
good. Yeah. Yeah. 10. Just so you guys know, 10 is a really good success. 7 to 9 is just a success with something may happen. It depends upon what's going on. Okay. So with your 7 to 9, you get 2 things that you can do. Okay. First of all, and this is what I was telling you about before. You can decide to basically all-out attack, okay, and possibly take something could happen, during the exchange. Maybe you may get hurt, maybe one of the cops, maybe, depends upon how devious the game master is. Or you can decide to attack, more tactically, and go in there with a little more tactic. And that means that, everything is fine, and that way you'll just do a little bit less damage that way.
Okay.
So your choice.
So if I can try to maybe block 2 of them, like maybe damaging one robot's knees and maybe turn to the other and do something else.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, so so you're basically going all out, and so El Cuervo goes in there like a whirlwind, and his sword seems to just amazingly find the exact spot in their joints and the weakness of their power connectors, and wires and diodes and things are just being like sliced and dashed left and right, and you see that almost half of the group of robots that was coming towards the police officers are down in piles of sparking, metal and parts. Okay, but unfortunately, while El Cuervo was focusing on the robots, one of the police officers stepped a little bit off to the side. Actually, I have a better idea. A little girl.
No.
Yes.
No.
Who was awakened by all of this commotion going on outside. Happened to be on her front porch there, looking at all of this with her little dolly in her hand, just looking. And you see that one of the robots is going towards her, and he snatches her up in his metallic arms. Okay, Nestor. Your action, Nestor.
I'm gonna go for that one because he's crossed that line. A very fine line with me.
So how are you gonna solve this situation? What are you gonna do?
Make my way towards that robot and take him down.
Okay, how are you gonna take him down?
While keeping the civilian or child safe.
Okay, you can do one or you can do the other. You can either take down the robot or you can try to protect the little girl. What do you want to do?
I guess protect.
Actually, I'm sorry. You can either try to take down the robot or you can try to snatch the little girl away from the robot, is what I should say. What do you want to do?
Probably get the little girl to safety.
Okay, all right, excellent. That's what I want to hear. Okay, that's good. Okay, all right, okay. So, uh, I would say that that would take a little bit. Well, how do you want to do it? Do you want to use brute strength and just rip the little girl out of the robot's arms, or do you want to be a little more careful about it?
Be a bit more careful about it.
Okay, so that will be your maneuver plus 2d6.
Come on, can I get 2 sixes, please?
And remember, you are at -1.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh-oh.
can't see what
No.
that is.
Okay, so what is that? 6 plus, what is your maneuver? Anything?
Zero.
What's your 0? Okay, so that's 6, and that's a -1, so that's a 5. Okay, so describe how Slate rushes over there and he does not get the little girl. What happens? What does it look like?
I'm probably just trying to use a bit of my flight to sort of make my way quickly towards them and um, get the little girl out of safe by just like darting between them.
Okay, all right. So you guys hear a crash as Slate reaches out and just by a hair just misses the little girl and smashes into the building that the porch where she was standing upon, and bricks go flying everywhere, and you hear screams ah! as the citizens of the drops just assume that World War III is now upon them in the middle of the night.
No. Impossible.
You would assume by having flight, I would have at least a +1 in maneuver, right?
Well, hey, that's okay.
Oh,
You
well.
know? That's all right. Remember, you're a new hero. You're new to the game. You're still learning. It happens. It happens. Okay. All right. So that's the 3 of you guys. So I've got the little girl in my grasp now. Um, so the police officers are still being pushed back closer and closer to the car as El Cuervo stands there defending. Well, not defending. He's attacking them, you know, and he is whittling them down. And still, Forethought is still holding a few more of the undamaged robots in the air in front of him. So Forethought, what is your next move?
All right. All right, we need to get that remote away from that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, well,
You can tell that he is on looks like he's on a rooftop above you guys.
he's on a rooftop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? He is on the water tower that El Cuervo was talking about. That's where he is.
I knew it was your spot.
He's on the water tower.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll make it simple. I will simply attempt to mentally pull the control pad away from him
Mm-hmm.
and basically pull it all the way down towards me. So just literally like fling it right out of his hands and
Okay.
just all the way over to me so that I can gain control over
Now,
these.
do you have to have him in sight to do that, or that object in sight to do that? Because all you got was just a mental flash, remember?
Yeah, but I pinged where he was.
Okay.
So,
So you can see the water tower maybe a block away or so, you know, roughly. But from here you cannot see him directly.
all right. Well, I never said that. I mean, I figured. Well, no. I don't know.
Be fair. Be fair. That's all I ask.
Okay, but all right. Well, I never said that it would be sight since it's like
Yeah.
a mile away, but
Yeah.
I would have to at least be aware of precisely where it is. So if he's walking
Okay.
around on the water tower, I could see it maybe being kind of like a blind grab in that
Okay.
area.
So do you want to try another push then?
No.
Okay.
Shoot. All right. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Since
Okay.
I have some of these robots kind of in the air, and I
Yes.
know that he's like on the water tower.
Yep. I already know what you're gonna do. Yep. Yep.
You know it. I'm chucking robots at the water
Okay.
tower. Dodge that.
Okay. Okay. All right. So okay. So still that'll just be a it'll be a takedown move. Okay. Because it's no problem. You can fling them towards the water tower. So
Mhm.
just make a takedown roll and see let's see what happens.
Okay.
If
I
only
want.
we could fill in the civilians on what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm -2 though, right?
You are -1 and -1. Yes. Yes. So you are -2. Yes, you are.
Okay. Now question, since I had them floated up in the air to begin with, does
Yeah.
that negate one of those?
No, because you're now throwing them. So I figure that's two different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, let's
Because
see.
it's not the fact that it's not really the fact that you're throwing them. It's just to reflect how much damage and destruction that throwing them is doing, basically. So, you
All
know.
right, not a problem. I just was curious to see if I had any
You just may not.
benefit.
It just reflects that you may not be as accurate as normal, or as mentally adept as normal. So think
All
of it
right.
that way.
All right. So, but I still add my smash to it, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. That's what you want to use. Yep.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
you're not. I don't think you're going for precision. I think you're just
I'm just trying to
trying to
disrupt him so
smash.
that
Yeah.
so that so
Yep.
he's got to think about like, oh crap,
Hmm.
So he doesn't really have
Man, you guys are rolling low tonight. What's going on?
I was rolling decent up until now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what is that?
That would be uh deuce. No,
Okay.
no, I'm sorry, that'd be 3.
Okay. All right. So you see like whoosh, 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 just robot bodies go flying away towards the water tower, and you see a lot of them go wide of their mark and just keep going, off into the distance, and you hear, boom out of the distance, crash out of the distance, boom, and
Mhm.
one of them grazes the water tower, okay, and you can see that part, like a corner of the roof of the water tower, of
Mhm.
the tank, kind of gets dinged really bad, and you can kind of see water kind of spurting out of the side now.
Uh,
Okay.
that's not end.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go with Slate. Mix it up a little bit. So
Well,
Slate, what are you doing? You get yourself up off of the porch and
yeah,
dust the brick dust off of you. Shake your
yeah.
head, and you kind of wobble a little bit. You stand up, and then what do? You see, let me tell you real quick what's going on. You see the robot still has the little girl, and you see that with its eyes gleaming, that it begins to move, and it's moving towards the now it's moving towards the direction where the water tower is. And then also you see the police are still shooting their bullets, their guns at the few remaining robots that are left, to no effect. Did we lose him? We might have lost him. Okay, El
Mute,
Cuervo.
muted.
No, I don't think he's there.
Well,
Oh
Let me
yeah,
see.
he's not there.
yeah, he was
Okay.
abducted, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, the robots got him. Okay.
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 Yeah. Well, even if even if Nestor is not there, I will just motion to his character to
Yes.
go after the flying one, and I will stick my ground with the cops and try to damage them, and maybe give the chance to one of the cops to reload his weapon, maybe by fighting in front of him and
Okay.
quicker, man, reload.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Try
That's
to
fine.
aim for the little eyes or something.
Okay, they nod, they're sweating, they nod, and one of them, he takes another clip
Are
out.
they not? Are they not teaching you to use their weapon in police school? Do it, man.
Okay, all right, so go ahead and make your takedown roll using your maneuver plus 2d6.
And it's a 10.
Oh, there you go. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
With that 10, if you want to, you can take down the remainder of these robots in front of you.
I will.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Is this the reduce mob size by 1,
Yes.
or is
Yes.
it? Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
you
doing
can actually. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So because El Cuervo finishes off the remainder of the robots, you know, there is no consequence for that because they're down, you know, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're more they pile on top of each other with, you know, sparks and wires and everything and smoke coming off the tops of them, you know, and you see the two police officers, they kind of their shoulders kind of sag, you know, in relief
Yeah.
and exhaustion, you know, and they kind of turn around as they hear the impacts in the distance of the other robots that Forethought kind of flung off into the distance, and you hear of them, what in Jahivas's name? What is that? And they kind of
My friend, my amigos, it is called A Quiet Evening in my world.
So you see that they kind of stand there slack-jawed, you know, looking at this. And the only thing left then is the one robot that is now heading towards the water tower with the little girl. And we'll go back to Forethought then, since Nestor isn't back yet.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Since the one is headed back that way,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him hurting the little girl.
What? Okay.
Well, no, of course not. Actually, what I will do, let's see here. It's gonna be difficult no matter what I do here.
Mm-hmm.
Since I already kind of determined that the antenna is where they're kind of getting the signal,
Yes.
I'll attempt to have that broken off so that it'll hopefully no longer receive a signal and just stop.
Okay,
whatever
so
it's doing.
make your smash plus 2d6. Actually, no, actually make your maneuver plus 2d6 because you're just trying to get the smaller antenna, and that requires a little more finesse, I think.
Wonderful. I think I will burn up one of my.
What?
Yes, I'm gonna burn up one of my Avalon City orphanages because that's where she's from.
Not the orphanage.
Because you know she recently got adopted, and you know this would go bad for me.
Okay, you know what? You guys, I already got something for you. You guys can now hear the sounds, the distant sounds of fire engine alarms going off. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
All right, so now burning that up, that
Yep.
does what? Give me like a +1?
No. You just go ahead and roll, but your success success level is just bumped up, so you can't fail, but you just
Got it.
get a bump up. That's the only way I can explain
Got
it. Trust me.
Okay, so with the -2,
Mhm.
and yeah, so it's gonna be a 5, so it's just gonna bump it to regular success.
Okay, yeah, because no. All right, do you see your character sheet? And I'll show you. See your character sheet? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay, you see where it says bonds on the first page at the bottom?
Right.
Okay, so look to the left of that. You see that text that's on the side there? Burn a bond to ensure success on a roll. So a
Right.
6 is a 7 and 9, 7 and 9 is a 10, 10 plus is a 12 plus. So you rolled a 5,
Success.
right?
roll on a
So I'm
six.
assuming that I am going to assume until I am told otherwise that basically that means that anything up to a 6 is a 7 to a 9 effect. Okay? So that's what that means, all right? So see how that works? So you can't really fail when you burn a bond. You know, there's other repercussions that come into play, but you
Like
can't.
bumping the success threshold one step.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I meant
Okay.
to say. Yeah, exactly. So basically, Joe, you do it, and as a matter of fact, you crush the whole head because of your success level, you crush the whole head of the robot, including the antenna. Okay, and you see it takes a few more steps, and then it comes to a halt and stops.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so let me go to Nestor. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, okay.
The robots have
Okay.
taken him.
Okay.
There was nothing.
Oh my gosh! Now we lost the
What? We're losing everybody. Those
I
damn
don't know.
robots.
Right, those robots are going off. Okay, all right. Well, let's see what happens. That's why I don't do these live. That's why I record them and then I can edit them. Okay, you made it.
Robot got you.
Yeah, robots are going crazy.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. No problem. We're good. We'll keep moving. Let me know when you're ready. We'll keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, you're good. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, what was I? The little girl is safe and sound. The police officers are safe and sound. And the only thing right now that Forethought is left with that has imprinted on in his memory is this that I'm gonna show you. There. That's who was controlling the robots.
Ooh.
Death Stalker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to say the wrong name, be like, oh yeah, I mean
That's him. That's the guy.
Alright.
Okay.
Like, yeah, okay, I remember him.
Good. Because he remembers you too.
It's okay.
Okay. Do you share this information?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I tell them that I should have known this was a setup from the beginning. I said Deathstalker has it out for me since that fiasco at the Nakatomi Tower, where I
I have heard about it.
where I managed to save a dozen or so people from their nefarious plan.
So this stalker guy is a villain, right?
The worst kind. He has no regard for human life, for any life for that matter.
Oh, I know those criminals. I have faced many of them in my career, my small career.
He is cowardly, but he is quite skilled with a sword, much like yourself. And
Is this true?
say yes.
Oh, then now you have a fighting chance against him, maybe.
I said maybe. I said, but I think that we should take this opportunity to turn the tables on him. I said, now that we know for a fact that it is him, and that his control pad had a connection to these robots, and I grab one of the heads of the robots, and I say, perhaps we could find a way to track the signal back to the source and discover where he's holed up at.
Ah, okay. Very good.
That is a good idea.
Okay. Since less than probably 10 minutes has passed since the beginning of this this melee, this brouhaha, like I said, you guys hear the distant sirens of the fire engines, and now people are looking out of their windows, and coming outside, and they see all of the destruction, that's on their street and everything, and they're kind of like, what's going on? And you see Officer Brown and Officer Johnson are on their police radio, and they're kind of looking at you guys, and you can tell that they are discussing, the scenario that happened, but neither one of them has made any, move or anything, any aggressive action towards you at all. They're just kind of.
Well, I will not wait for it.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna throw my grappling hook into the air
Mm-hmm.
and swing and just go away and not wait for the cops. Or
Okay. All right.
I may be
Okay.
friend with the hero core, but
Mhm.
you know the cops not really.
Okay.
They
That's
will
all right.
probably end up saying that it was my fault and everything. So I
Okay.
will leave them to their business.
Okay. All right. And Joe, what about forethought? What's he gonna do?
Forethought's actually gonna go and try to help the little girl out the arms of the robot.
You
And
see that her parents are there, and her mom has grabbed her, out of the robot's arms already, and they're, consoling the little girl, and the little girl is just kind of like, wow, what was that all about? Where her parents are really freaking out. She seems quite amused at the whole situation.
I'll take a
Okay.
moment on the roof to look upon the scene and this is warming my heart.
And you see, as if somehow the little girl can like sense her guardian angel watching over here. She looks up and she waves at El Cuervo.
I do the Zorro salute, with the
Okay, all right, and unbeknownst to that, her parents they give the nod to forethought, and kind of shuttle the little girl away back into the relative safety of their apartment, you know. And then you can hear that other police cars are starting to come within range, Joe.
Okay, it's time to go.
Who's gonna put the good word out for Hero Core? Why are you guys so shy?
Yeah, the good word is that robots have been thrown all about the city. It have caused a lot of damage to various
Okay.
buildings.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
not trying to explain that one.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So,
think globally and act think globally and act locally. Yeah, this is the El Cuervo way.
a clever way of thinking. Okay. All right. So forethought exit stage left as well then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. So where's forethought? Is he headed back to the orphanage?
Uh, Actually, I want to head to Hero Core
Okay.
and take this robot head there
Okay.
to basically have them do essentially what I was wanting them to do.
Okay.
Can I follow Fortat?
Yeah. You can if you want. Yeah.
Of
Okay.
course, I was not about to leave my newfound battle brother.
How is forethought? What's his usual mode of travel these days?
2 feet.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, maybe I could have throw you a rope and help you out.
I thought he was like hovering around or something before, real fancy.
Yeah, last time I got creative and grabbed something and
Was that a push?
no,
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
but I'm walking primarily because I've suffered a concussion,
Oh
my
yeah,
nose is
that's right.
bleeding.
That's right.
I'm
That's
not
right.
inclined to
So
utilize my mind powers
very
to do
good.
that.
Very good. So El Cuervo, you can see that forethought seems to be a little, a
Oh,
little unsteady on his feet as he's making his way towards the
okay.
downtown area.
Maybe before going into Iroko, we could stop for a coffee, just to get our heads straight. I know a little coffee shop nearby here. It's a little dirty, but the coffee's good.
Okay. All right. What's the name of this shop? Do you know?
Oh, that would be Carlos. Carlos Espresso.
Carlos Espresso. Okay. All right.
Yes.
There it is. Carlos Espresso. Okay.
And he has these good pastries.
Okay.
Mm.
Done. It is now a part of our city. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and since Carlos is also Spanish or Mexican,
Uh-huh.
he know about the legend of the El Cuervo, and so
Okay.
I can go there without my mask and maybe have a
Ah.
coffee in the back store in
Okay. Very
the
good.
facility and
Okay.
try to
All right.
connect with the
So for future, you want to think about maybe having somewhat of a bond with this Carlos then, since he knows.
absolutely.
Okay, all right, okay, excellent. Okay, So you guys go in through the back door, off the alleyway, and you guys
Yeah.
enter the back door of Carlos's Espresso
I remove my
Cafe.
mask,
Hmm.
revealing not a Mexican or a Latino person, but a white guy with blonde hair. And suddenly my accent is all absolutely American, like, um, Carlos, we'll have two espresso, please.
And you see a kind of an overweight, later middle-aged man, with a nice full mustache, balding, and he has
Yeah.
a kind of a grubby apron, around his midriff, and he smiles and he says, "Ah, of course. Please sit down." And you
This is
see
my new friend,
that
Fortot.
in the back, "Oh, pleasure to meet you." And he grabs your hand and shakes it, warmly.
Okay.
And he waves you guys towards a small table and a couple of chairs pushed up against the wall in the back part of the cafe.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove my cape, put
Mhm.
on an apron, and just start to do some dishes that he might have laying around just to help the guy.
Okay, all right,
You
that's
know,
fine.
it's part of our deal.
Okay, all right, okay, that's fine. All right. So he laughs, as you start washing some of the dishes, and he says he turns to a small TV, that he has on the counter, and he says, "I heard that there was a lot of action going on in the drops tonight. Was that the two of you?"
Oh, yes, yes, Carlos. It was a bunch of robot attacking policemen, and it was crazy out there.
He shakes his head. And he says, "It seems as though things are getting worse and worse every day in the city. I
I
I don't
know.
understand it."
I know. I was just interrogating a guy earlier in the evening, and he didn't knew anything. These things are above my head.
Hmm. He shrugs and he says, "It's all us ordinary folk can do uh, to uh, to scratch out an existence day by day."
Yes.
And he looks at the two of you and he says, "If it wasn't for you if it wasn't for young men like yourselves or young people like yourselves, things would be much worse, I think."
Four Tots just saved the girl tonight, and it was very impressive.
Ah, he says, "You get a double espresso, my friend," and he brings it. He brings it
Okay.
over, and
Give them those
I say,
chocolate pastry too. Come on,
okay.
don't be
I said,
stingy.
I say thank you. I said, so where's your restroom, if I might
Oh,
ask?
he points up towards the front.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe with
So,
some hope that it will heal a little bit your wound,
Hmm.
or at least give a warm liquid in your body.
Hmm.
yeah, I splashed some water at my face,
Okay.
trying to, kind of get my wits about me. And
Okay.
I'll actually grab one of the towels off
Hmm.
the towel rack and
Hmm.
basically wrap up the robot head in that, so it's
Okay.
not so I don't like have this robot head just sitting on the table,
Okay.
or the seat next to me.
Okay.
And
You see that there doesn't appear to be anyone in the cafe at this time of early morning or late night, whichever you want to call it.
in
Things
any
are
case,
pretty quiet in here. But you do see, a police car screech down the street with its lights going, and then right behind it you see a fire truck, going in the same direction. So
hmm
things are hot in the drops tonight.
yeah, we
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you come back to the back area there, and actually the only person that you see, Joe, as Forethought goes into the bathroom, you do see that a woman who is apparently Carlos's wife is behind the espresso counter, and she kind of just nods and smiles at you,
Okay,
as you walk there by.
okay.
Okay.
I return the nod and smile.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Don't mind Bonita, she's a flirt.
Okay. Benita it is. Okay. Um, as forethought, as you come back in the back area, the kitchen area back there,
Mhm.
you can see that Carlos once again is kind of leaning up against the counter and he's shaking his head as he points a thick finger, at the TV screen, and you can see actually that there's a news reporter that's standing in front of the orphanage. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that bond you burnt?
Yeah, no, I knew it was
Yeah.
coming. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
All
And you
right, I
see,
got three of them. Well, I had three of them. I got two
right,
now.
right. Okay. So you can see you can't quite hear what's going on though.
Okay, I go back over to. I turn the volume up on the TV because I
Okay.
want to hear. I want to know.
Okay. All right. And you see that the reporter we'll call him Rex Brightday.
He wrecks your bright day.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. He says, "This is Rex Brightday reporting for Fox News, Fox Action News," and he says that witnesses say that they heard a loud crash in the middle of the night, and they thought it may have been a small aircraft, possibly that crashed, or a meteorite, or something of that nature. Um, but all that was able to be recovered were it seemed like mysterious pieces of debris and some kind of metallic objects. And only one child was seriously injured, and they were rushed to Central Hospital. And we'll get an update on the child's condition later. Back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, Carlos kind of shakes his head and kind of turns the sound down again. He says, "Ah, poor child, poor child."
You did very good for that. I really thought that this child was going to end up bad.
Okay,
You did really good. I don't know what you did with your mind, but it seems painful.
I slammed my fist on the table. I said, but it wasn't enough. I said it wasn't enough to keep her from getting hurt. I said, normally
Yeah.
I'm better than this. I'm smarter than this. I'm able to know
I'll try
what's
to
going to
put
happen
my
before it
hand.
happens.
I'll try to put my hand on your shoulder in consolation. But yeah, but she will live.
Okay.
Carlos, he looks at forethought at you forethought. He looks, and then he looks at the clock on the wall, and he says, "Where shouldn't you be at home, in bed? Where are your parents?"
Okay, I look at the time myself. See?
It's about 2 a.m. now.
Uh, okay, I kind of think to myself, I'm like, if I'm not back in there um, before they wake everybody up at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever,
Hmm.
you know, they'll have my head for not being in my
Playing
bed.
hooky, yeah.
Right, so
At
I'll be
least
thinking,
the double espresso will help a little bit.
like, yeah. I said,
Should a
we
kid your age be drinking double espresso?
Yeah, you're gonna crash later in the day, but you will survive at least 2 more hours.
Yeah.
How old is he, Joe?
Like 15, 16.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Oh,
He's
okay.
fairly young.
Really
Yeah.
young.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that, well, if we're gonna uh, get to the bottom of this, we better hurry up. I don't exactly have a lot of time
Mhm.
uh, before I
You
have
are
to.
right.
Okay. All right. So
You
Joe,
are right.
you can get rid of your concussion. Okay. All right. So you still have the burst blood vessel though, but you can get rid of the mild concussion.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
See, the coffee helped.
You actually kind of we got a new location, and we met two new NPCs. So that'll help. And then El Cuervo didn't have, he was singed, so that's gone. You don't have to
Oh,
really
yes.
worry about that anymore
That's
at
true.
this point. Okay. All right. Okay. So what's the plan? And we're getting close to wrapping up, guys, but we're still good for a little bit. So what's the next plan?
Okay. I
I'm
look at
gonna. I'm
oh, go
gonna.
ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I looked at El Cuervo and I asked him. I said, perhaps you could get us a taxi to Hero Core so we can get there quicker. And
Yes. Yes, they have transportation. They have some means.
Well,
Uh,
Carlos looks up
uh,
and he says, "You can take my car."
Thank you, Carlos.
Okay. All right. He gives you the keys.
I will try to bring it back without a scratch, like last time. I'm so sorry about the mirror.
He shrugs and says that. And you know that he has like a what kind of car would he drive?
El Camino.
No,
An old Impala,
old
an old
Impala,
Chevy
yeah.
Impala.
Oh, there you go.
A Chevy Impala
Yeah.
station wagon.
Yes, with wooden door.
Yes.
And
Okay. All right.
a missing mirror.
Right. We had a
Yeah.
missing mirror. Yes. Okay. All right. So you guys, boom, you're able to pull up to Hero Corps headquarters, which is a
I'm
big,
gonna.
shiny looking
I
building.
wanted to do a little something just before
Oh,
going.
okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just quickly, I wanted to place my mask on, of course, obviously,
That's fine.
and with my fake accent coming back. You know,
Yeah.
my enemies call me Cuervo, but my friend called me Alan, and I just try to shake my hand with Fortat,
Okay.
Okay. Nice.
presenting myself in a non-superhero way.
Okay. I shake his hand and I say that I take that as an honor, and I promise not to reveal who you are to anyone.
I'll do the same. I'll do the same. Now let's go to Hero Corps.
Okay.
Okay. Did Forethought introduce himself, Joe?
No.
Oh,
Actually,
okay. All right. Okay.
And it's fine by me. It's fine. Everyone has their little secrets.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah. But
All right.
it's funny. It's like for him, it's not even like he's intentionally trying to keep it a secret. It's
Mhm.
just that he because he's so hyper intelligent, he tends not to really think about social.
Right. Okay.
Could
He's
be
like, okay, yeah, sure, okay, thanks.
liability. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I could be a risk.
Okay.
I'm more of an open heart hero, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
not caring too much about my identity as long as I trust you, and
Mhm.
that could be one of my flaws.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Very trusty. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Okay. All right. So you guys pull up to Hero Core, as I was saying before, this uh, shiny, uh, high-tech looking complex just to the east of the downtown area, right off the bay. Okay, and as you guys pull up, the armed guardsmen quizzically walk over to the car, looking at it. And they walk
You
over.
have more under the hood than you think, gentlemen.
And he leans into the car and he looks and he recognizes you guys, you know, and he says, I should have known. Why am I surprised at all? And he has a little like handheld like little object like around the size of a cell phone, and you know that he just wants to kind of beep your communicators, and then you can go inside. Okay.
Yeah, I
right.
casually flash my communicator
Okay.
and just enter the
Okay.
Hero Core building.
Okay. All right.
Same
So.
here.
And if I see any female staff, I just wink and smile at them.
Okay, all right, okay. So you see El Cuervo, he's constantly winking and throwing smiles at all the administration, the female administration that walk past. Some of them are security, some of them are, you know, plain clothes people, you know.
I don't judge.
I know,
don't judge.
yeah.
They're all
So-
interesting in some ways.
Some respond with a smile, some kind of give him the harsh eye. You know, he gets different reactions from many of them. And so where are you trying to get to then? Where's Forethought trying to go?
The technical division, somewhere where we can work on trying to determine where the signal would be coming from. Or
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So at this time of day or of night, whichever you want to call it, you guys take a elevator to a sub level. Okay. And you guys come out into a hallway, and you see something like, you know, lab, you know, lab sub-level 4, blah, 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 you know, a sign down the hallway, okay? And there's not too many people down here at all. It's kind of quiet. And as you guys get to the the laboratory area, you can see that there's uh, a big window kind of ahead of you, so that you can kind of see inside the lab, and you see there's a bunch of like computers and beakers and a lot of other just like lab type stuff in there, and you guys can see that there's a there's a man in there that is wearing a lab coat, but you see that he has basically like a hero uniform underneath the lab coat.
Okay.
Okay.
Try to approach him
Okay.
and say I need access to a electronic workstation so we can try to retroactively determine uh, the signal coming from this, and I just have it kind of float out from from the thing I have it held in, and say I'm sure that you've heard of what had happened like an hour or so ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. It took a second for it to click about all the damage and destruction and everything that went on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see here. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find this individual who will talk to you guys. And here he is. Okay. Okay, it's on his name tag. You see that his name is Dr. Jonas Mitchell.
Dr.
Okay.
Jonas Mitchell.
Yes. And Dr. Jonas Mitchell, hang on, let's see. Okay. Where is he at here? Here he is. Okay. Oh boy, that picture isn't that large, but it'll do. I think you guys will be able to see it. Okay, you guys see that?
And yeah, there it is.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dr. Jonas Mitchell is known as Booster Man. Okay.
Yeah.
Booster Man.
Yeah, and his thing is that he's a egghead. He's a very smart scientist. Okay, and from what you guys know, his ability is that he is somehow able to basically boost or increase his physical, his strength, his speed, different things at different times. That's his stick. Okay, that's why he boosts himself. That's why he's called Booster Man.
Booster Man.
Yeah. Okay.
I will try to shake his hand with my big smile and say, "Hey, Dr. Mitchell, how are you doing?
Okay. All right. He shakes your hand.
You're still awake at this time. You're a working bee."
Yeah. He says I can sleep when I'm dead. There's time to only get so much stuff done every day, and I need to do it.
That is my motto too.
Okay.
What can I do for you too?
I say, I'm glad you got that kind of motivation, because time is of the essence here. And I pull out the robot head.
He kind of squints, and he looks at you, and he says, "You better sit down over here, my friend.
Okay.
You don't look so well."
I sit down. Yeah. I say I had to kind of push my myself to the upper limits of my mental capabilities to try to deal with the villain.
He holds up two fingers, and waves them, in front of your eyes. Follow my fingers. and you see that he has you are having some trouble, doing that,
Mm-hmm.
And he says, it looks like you had quite a battle royale there. He says, just sit here quietly, and he points to El Cuervo, and he says, you can tell me all about it while I examine. And he looks, and he grabs for
I
the
don't
robot
have
head.
much to say, but there is something I have noticed about these robots.
Hmm.
They seem to have been programmed to attack only the civilians, like the cops and the little girl.
Okay. He puts the robotic head under some type of scanning unit, and you see that these lasers start to like crisscross it, and all of this data starts to go across a large screen overhead, all of this formula, and he rubs his chin. Yes, yes. This alloy that these robots are made of, it's quite interesting. It seems like it's made out of some kind of rare composite. Uh, and he seems to have forgotten you two for the moment while he's looking at this object. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, and then all of a sudden, with a start, he seems to remember, that there are other people in the room, and he kind of whips around and he says, "Tell me, did either of you notice anything else about these robots?"
Okay, I said,
Well,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
they were immune to bullets and most of my blows,
Hmm.
as far as I can tell.
Hmm. He says, what kind of what were you attacking these robots with?
Ah, with the
Cuervo.
sword of Montero, of course.
He
And
says
I
AI.
just show the end of my sword.
Okay. Okay. He looks
The
at it.
rest is secrets, you know.
He says it appears, with my limited or not limited, because I am Booster Man, but I should say I should say by quickly looking at this blade, it seems as though I can tell if it's very high quality.
Oh yes, it have seen many battle and it's still pristine in its quality.
I can tell by that design that it looks like it's what is it? 16th century maybe? 15th century?
You are correct.
Hmm. Okay. All right. He says.
This was made according to the legend of the previous owner of the sword. It was made from a combination of an accident and a metal alloy from the sky.
Ah. And he says, "May I?" And he reaches out for it.
Of
Excuse
course,
me.
of
Oh,
course.
yes,
And
yes,
I and
Morthon.
I and I draw
Okay.
the sword. I
Actually, you know
flip
what?
it.
I won't even say that. I'm sorry. While they're talking, I
Yes.
actually just go to like grab like some tools, and I just start dealing with the robot head myself and trying to determine what the signal was that it was
Okay.
receiving or whatever.
All right. Okay. He as Booster Man grabs the sword, he puts it down in a scanner, another scanner that's very similar to that one, and it begins analyzing it, and you can see that a lot of the same components are matching up, you know. So he's like,
Oh,
very interesting, very interesting. He says
what are you
apparently,
telling me? What are you telling me, Poster Man?
he says
Dr. Mitchells, do I
apparently.
have an alien sword?
He says this is very interesting. He says some of the same alloys that these robot bodies are composed of seem to be traces of it in your blade as well. Can you
This is
explain this?
beyond me. I'm like, whoa! How is it possible?
Okay, and then he all of a sudden notices that Forethought is tinkering with the head, and he leans over and he says, "What have you found out?"
Say, well, while you guys were catching up on whatever, I say that I was able to determine that the signal that it was receiving was on a low band um, signal,
Hmm.
pretty much below um, what most signals could possibly receive. That's why he
Hmm.
had to be at a relatively close range in
Hmm.
order to affect the robots. I say I should be able to affect a device that can essentially track the signal that he was projecting out, or that the device was projecting out.
Hmm.
Um, but I too will have to get within a fairly close range in order to be able to receive that signal.
he says that's an intriguing idea. Perhaps together we can work on this project and have it done a little quicker. He says, with my knowledge of engineering, electrical engineering, I may be able to assist you in this.
So yes, I am a quick study.
Okay. All right. And with that, El Cuervo, you see the two of them begin to dissect the rest of this robot head and begin to piece together and design some type of like tracking, reverse tracking device. So what will you do while they're fiddling around?
Well, I'll take my sword back, but
Mhm.
I'll think to myself, if only I could understand what they are doing, I could say if it's either beautiful or terrifying. So, so I'm gonna head back maybe into another room and just check on the Facebook status of my clientele if they are. I'm doing physical training for these person, these very high profile persons. So
Right.
I'm just checking my schedule for the day if I need to do some cha-cha lesson or maybe
Okay.
some aqua aerobics, and
There,
I'll prepare my day.
yeah. There is a there you see that you have a potentially new client uh, who is called, let's see here, what's this guy's name? He is actually he's actually in the, no, that's not the area. He is in the Bay Area. Yes, this client lives in the Bay Area, which is like, they call it like the Gold Coast. So it's a very ritzy, wealthy, strip of real estate. A lot of the very high-to-do, wealthy people of the city live in that area. Okay, and
That's most of my clients.
yeah, and there is a client that goes by the name of Lawrence Vandenberg,
Oh,
who has scheduled a workout meeting, with you.
did he had any specification? Is it for boxing? Is it for relaxation? Is it for yoga?
It
Or
is, let's say it is for yoga, but his specifications are, he says, due to work schedule, uh, preferably uh, he wants like an evening session.
all right, all
Okay.
right, I can do that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm gonna prepare mentally one of my routine, yoga routine.
Yes.
Yeah, the
After
one
a,
the one I learned in Calcutta with this yogi.
okay.
Yeah, that should do fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's cool. Okay. So, what we will do then is, we will say that between Booster Man and Forethought, you guys are able to come up with kind of like a rough prototype tracking device. Okay. And he will gladly hand that over to you, Joe. Okay.
Okay.
And we will say that actually, we'll say that you guys pretty much will have to work on this thing throughout the rest of the late uh, early morning, okay? And it gets to the point where you're going to have to head back to the orphanage, okay? And come back here the next day in order to get the finished product,
All
okay?
right.
All right. So now we're going to end it there, and at that point, we'll just say that El Cuervo will be able to take care of his client the next day, okay? And that when we meet our heroes again, you guys will have done what you need to do that day, and then we'll meet up again to see if you can go to the next part of this
Track them
adventure.
down.
Yeah, yep. We're gonna call it that. It's gonna be called Track 'em Down. That's what we'll call it.
Excellent.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes with everybody's scheduling and everything. But that way we end it there. If the roster changes a little bit, we'll still be able to keep it rocking. So Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Even though we're one man down, I don't know what happened to poor Nestor.
I know.
How
It was
about
like
that
he just
action?
some
Yeah,
damn robots that got him.
yeah,
I got to,
yeah,
you know what? We got to go track him down so we can save Nestor.
yeah.